Yep. Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we saw one simple example. Anyone tried that BMI calculator? Able to do it? Posted? You posted in classroom? If you have done, you post in classroom. I will check that. Any examples extra you are trying, you post them. I am regularly watching all examples. Whatever people are practicing, posting, I am watching them. Right? So, because if any references are there, company is asking for people, then I will pick from these people who are regularly practicing, and I can recommend them to those companies. Right? So if you are doing practices, exercises, you post all of them there, so that I can check up to which level you are able to do, so that I can easily recommend you to any other opportunities coming, right? Because many people, when they ask like, we want UI developers, so that I can recommend you directly, right? So you try some more examples. We learned how to design EMI calculator yesterday. It is related to operators. What are the operators? Arithmetic operators. We used all those arithmetic operators. Now, next important, after understanding operators, arithmetic, we have other operators. We have comparison operators. Comparison operators, you know, what is this? Greater than or equal, less than or equal. We have equal and triple equal, not equal, not double equal. These are all comparison operators. These are comparison operators. Actually, no need to explain, you know, this is greater than. So this is greater than or equal. We have less than. So we have lesser than or equal or equal. So we have equal. This triple equal is identical equal. Equal. This is not equal and not identical. Identical. So generally, what is difference? No need to explain what is greater than, less than. But many interviews, this question is asked: what is difference? Difference between three options: double equal and triple equal. That is the question. So double equal, triple equal, what is difference is actually equal means double equal. This means it can compare values of different types. It can compare values of different types. So, for example, suppose I given 10 equal to 10. So here 10 is number, here 10 is string. So it will return true. So even it is a string type, it will return true. Because what it can do is it internally implicitly converts. It implicitly converts and compares. That means it is going to convert this string 10 into number 10 and it will compare. That is the reason it will be true. It should not be like that. We should compare only if both are same type. Then in that case, we use identical equal. Identical equal means, so it compares. Identical equal is triple equal. What it will do is it can compare values only of same type. Different type of values, it will return false. That means if I write 10 triple equal to 10, then it will return false. So if any another data type, it cannot compare. Same types only it can compare. So if you are very particular about data type, then always better use identical equal. So here you see, so we are defining here identical equal. So some operators. So I'm writing a script. So var x equal to 10, var y is equal to 10. This is a string 10 and document dot write. So x equal to y. I'm using x equal to y, and you can see it is returning. So it is returning true. X equal to y, it is returning true. So you see it returns true. But if I use triple equal, then it is not returning true, it is false. Because it cannot compare different types. They must be same type. If you convert and compare, it will be comparing. Otherwise, it will not allow to compare any another type. That is difference between double equal and triple equal. So while working with operators, this is one important one. And you can use everywhere. In later so many programs we will do that. A simple example I will show you. Suppose we are creating here, we are creating some data. Already we learnt fetch method. So I am using this data here, add a new folder. The folder name we will give data. You can see a new folder is added by name data. Now in this data folder, I am adding a new file. So users.json. This is users.json. In users.json, you know JSON file already we discussed. It's an object and here we are giving user name. Username is some John _ NIT like this. And password. Password is some John @123 like this. Username and password. Similarly, another user. Username. And here we have some David like this. So another password. So some David @11 something. Like this, so many users can be there. Now we need to create a login screen. And in that login screen, so we will create a simple div. data list, and the heading we will say user login. Data term we have username, and the text box input type is text. Another data term password, and data definition input type password, and ID is equal to username, and the password ID is equal to password. Now we will put a simple button login. Now what should happen? Only the users registered, they can log in. Others cannot log in. That means what we need to do here is only the users registered. These are the people registered. Only these people can log in, and with their concerned correct password. So others should not able to log in. So how to manage that? Let's see. For that, we need to first write logic on button click, on click. So login click. Okay. We will put a heading. So align to center. ID as MSG. Message I am giving. So we will write a script here. In the script, so function login click. Now on login click, first we have to collect what username password entered in text box. So first var username, document get element by ID, username dot value. Next password, document get element by ID. What is it? Password dot value. So now from where we have to compare with the data present in the JSON file. So we have to get the JSON data by using fetch. So fetch from data/users.json. Okay, dot then get a function. So in that response and return response.json. Okay. Next dot then another function. And here we are defining data. Data is nothing but users. Now what should happen? We have to verify whether the user ID, password, username and password are present in this users. Users is an array. Array of what type? Array of object which contains username and password properties. So what we have to do now, we have to use an iterator for var user of users. It is going to read every user. If user dot username is matching with username you entered in text box. If it is matching with the text, and we have to use logical end. This indicates, that means we have comparison operators and we have logical operators. Logical operators we have double ampersand, that means end. We have double pipe, this is OR. So we have X, this is not, negation. Actually, what is a double ampersand? Expression 1 and expression 2. If both expressions, if both are true, then result is true. So in OR, what is the point? Expression 1 or expression 2. If any one is true, then result is true. Any one is enough. But here we need to match both user ID and password. Both should match. Then we have to use AND. And user.password is matching with what? Password. If user.password is matching with password, then what should happen? That means username and password are correct. Then we will put a message, document.write. So login success. Login success message we are displaying there. That means username and password are correct. Then login success. Here we need to use identical, triple equal, right? Yeah. Next, one more is after login success, it should stop because it's finished. Otherwise, what will happen is it will check second user also because it is a iterator na. Then after checking first user, it will check second user. But if first user is matching, then stop. We have to use break. If you don't use break, it will check the second user also. If it checks second user, then it will say invalid. So it should break. Else what should happen? If password is not matching, document get element by ID MSG. MSG, yeah? For that heading MSG. MSG dot inner HTML. We should say invalid username or password. I will put a font color as red. Like this we are defining. Now see, any of these two people can log in. So John NIT and John @123. So I entered John _ NIT and password is something wrong password. Then login invalid username password. John NIT and his password is John @ what is it? John @123. So 123. And login, then it says login success. Any user can log in. So suppose some Sam, it is not allowed. Only the user David and David @11, then they can log in. Any other user cannot log in. Any another user with wrong password cannot log in. So only these two users can log in with the same password. For that, we are just using a simple comparison operator like this. So we are verifying. We can use OR, later we will see how to use them. This is one simple concept. How we can use the equality operators. We have equal and we have triple equal. That is identical equal, right? This is one simple example. I will copy that. So these are what kind of operators? These are the operators. We call these operators as comparison and logical. We will see some more examples. For that, we need to learn some statements. Then in statements, I will give you some more examples. All operators will come. We will use them. So in the operators, arithmetic, comparison, logical. Another important assignment operators, already we learned them. Assignment operators. Assignment operators plus equal, minus equal, asterisk equal, slash equal, percentage equal. These are all assignment operators. Already you used them. So where we used in a KFC form, we designed a KFC form. In the KFC form, so we already designed it actually. Suppose what is meal cost? Meal cost is equal to meal cost plus add-on cost. Like this we written formula, if you remembered. Am I right? That is the formula we written. Meal cost is equal to meal cost plus add-on cost. Actually, instead of writing this, you can write in this way. Meal cost plus equal add-on cost. That's simple. That is assignment. Add and assign. Right? So we have used add-on name, right? Add-on name. There also you can use plus equal. Plus equal. Suppose OPT crusher dot value like this. That means already whatever add-on name is there, to that it will add one more. So these assignment operators are nothing but already what is the value present, what is the value present, to that value they will add the new value. After adding the new value, they will assign in the same reference. So in KFC form and everywhere, wherever you use it, you can simply put plus equal. In the beginning also I told you, when we learned about prompt, if you remembered, while learning prompt, new folder, I showed you. There what we done, to existing name, we need to add another name without replacing. Then we have to use plus equal. So add, assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign. These are all comes under the category of assign. Some example already we done, some we will see now. Later in statements we will see that. So this comes under assignment operators. Now another category of operators is special operators. These special operators are little different. And here also we learned special operator, one operator is ternary operator. Ternary operator question mark colon. Question mark colon is a ternary operator. Actually, ternary operator, so we have first condition, after that question mark, then what is true, and colon what is false. That is the ternary operator. A simple example we will see where we use this ternary operator. For example, see, I will define here. Actually, this is equal to what? If condition true, what statement? Else condition false, what statement? Instead of writing all this, we can just write in a ternary operator. The same thing. It is a shorthand technique actually. So here, see, I'm using a simple example. Let's see, suppose I'm using input type is equal to checkbox. So we will put a span. ID is LBL checkbox. Okay. So here I am giving available. So available. Okay. Or here we will give out of stock. Out of stock. Checkbox ID is OPT stock. ID is OPT stock, like this. Now important when I run this here is, this is a checkbox available. Now what should happen here is, when I select this checkbox, it should change the title to available. When I select, it should change to available. When I am not selecting, it should change to out of stock again. That means it should change while selecting itself. Then we will write here on change. On change, we will say stock change. Okay, we will write a script here. So function stock change. First we need to get the checkbox. So where OPT stock is equal to document dot get element by ID OPT stock. That is checkbox. So LBL checkbox, document get element by ID LBL checkbox. That is the option. Now what should happen here is, if stock is checked, then it should display available, otherwise not. Then simple here, we will put here LBL checkbox dot inner HTML is equal to, we will put an expression OPT stock dot checked question mark. That means if it is true, then it should display the word available inside checkbox text. Otherwise, it should display colon. Colon means else. It should say out of stock. That's very simple. That means this string will be stored if it is checked. This string will be stored if it is not checked. So now you can see, I click here, then it say available. I remove, then it is out of stock. That's a very simple concept. So by using ternary operator, we can change. Like this, lot of togglings are done in real world project. Lot of toggles will be there. Toggling is nothing but, for example, suppose another I will give here. I will put in a div and another div I will give. So let's put a button here. So button. So button is suppose show. Now what should happen here is, this show button, once I click, it should change to hide. Again click, it should change to show. That means the text of button should change. Once click, it should be show. Again click, hide. How you know second time clicked? Generally button have only click. How do you know first time clicked hide, second time clicked show? So is there any event to verify, is it first time clicked or second time clicked? No, click is always only one. So on click, that means here we say button click. Okay, what I am doing here, just write a function button click. Okay, get that button first. Let's put an ID as btn show. A btn toggle. I will give btn toggle. Okay. So what we have to do, we need to use where the btn toggle document dot get element by ID. What is it? btn toggle. That is the button. Now one more, what we have to do now here is, we have to put some text inside the button. So btn toggle dot inner HTML, because it is HTML5 button, it will use inner HTML. If it is a HTML4 button, it will use value. Inner HTML, what it should be. See, if condition is if btn toggle dot inner HTML inside it already, if it is, I'm using triple equal, already if it is having show, then put the text as hide. Otherwise, put the text as show only. That means if it is already show, then keep it as hide. If it is hide, then keep it as show. That is the toggling. That means now on the button click, it will be hide. Again click, it will be show. That is toggles. That is toggling of content. There will be no two-time clicking options. One click only, but first time clicked, what value is there? Second time clicked, what value is there? We verify that. These kind of things are very important. Based on that, we can apply some effect actually. Suppose below this button, so we have some image source, public images, some what image is there? Some image, yeah, some A1 or A2 dot JPG. Means some ad is there. So let's keep width 100, height 100. Now what should happen is, let's put a break. Yeah. Now what should happen here is, we want to hide that image and show the image. That means now what we will do is, here a lot of points are there. For this div, we will put an ID image. Pic is the ID. Now what we will do is, we will access that pic also here. So where pic document get element by ID pic. Okay, now what we have to do is, based on this text, we have to show and hide. Actually, by default, what we will do, for this, we will put a style display as none. Display as none means it is not showing. When I click show button, it should display. That means what we will do is, we will create another variable called display toggle. Okay, it is having a text called block. It is having text called block. Now what we have to do is, we have to access. So that means we need to put the display toggle changing. How to pick? We will use display toggle is equal to, we need to write, if display toggle is equal to block, then it should be what? Question mark. If it is block, it should be what? None. None is to hide none. If it is already, it is none, it should be what? Block. Like this we define. Display toggle is having two words. One is block, another one is none. Now what we will do, we will access pic dot style dot display. So to this we will put display toggle. But here lot of points are there. Display toggle is nothing but it is having block or none. That means I click here, it should display, click here, it should hide. That means we need to control the showing and hiding of this area. Now first point, the value is this. Display is none or this. We will do here one thing. First, this logic understood, keep that in mind now. I will remove this part here. First, tell me how to show. Just pick dot, style dot, display. Display is equal to what? Block. That is what we have to apply. That means I click on it, it should display. Again, I click hide. It should be hidden. How? This display is using block. Na? It is using block. Now here, suppose I am writing the condition. That means, what is it? Condition. If pick dot, style dot, display, style dot display is equal to what? Block. Then question mark, it should set to none. Otherwise, it should set to block. That is ternary. That means I click on this, it should show. Again, click, it should hide. That is toggling. The button text is toggling and the image also toggling. Right? Actually, these kind of functions already written in Bootstrap. If you remembered in Bootstrap, you used collapse. Collapse is nothing but showing and hiding only. That means in the background of collapse, logic is written like this. Data BS toggle. You remembered? Data BS toggle, data BS target. That is how all are designed. So instead of wasting time in designing all this, we will implement Bootstrap. But sometimes they are not satisfied according to our requirement we need. Then we use these techniques. So this is one important special operator example, that is ternary. So ternary operator, first we need to define condition. On condition true, what should happen? False, what should happen? So that is the example for that. This is example for ternary. Next important, in the operators we have type of. This already we know. Type of is it returns the data type. It returns the data type of value stored in a reference. In a reference. What type of value is stored in a reference? We can know it by using type of. Because generally, many times in JavaScript, we have to work with the data that we haven't designed. We haven't designed the data, but we have to work with that data. In that case, if you have to work with the data which you haven't designed, then how do you know what data is coming? Because APIs will be like fake store, like NASA APIs. So that is not our data. In real world projects also majority, you are not the person who are designing data. You are the person who are just consuming and presenting the data. So in that case, first you need to understand what data is coming. What is coming. For that, type of is good. Type of is used to know the data type. Not only data type, what it contains. So that means, see here, I will, already I showed you, I think, iterators I told you, na? Suppose object, so HTML, see. Suppose we are using a script, we are fetching. Fetch from http://fake store API, fakestoreapi.com/what products. So dot then response function and response return response dot JSON. Okay. Dot then function. So we need, yeah, and here it is data. Data is nothing but products. We need to know what data is there. Suppose I will use products/1, only one product will come. Then we will collect the product. I want to know what this product contains. What it contains, what type of data it contains. Then we will write a simple for, where property in product. It is going to read every property. Document dot write. We want to print the property. Okay. I want to know the property data type also. Then here we can use another expression. Here we can use type of property. Type of is a special operator. The purpose of this operator is to know what data type is present here. What is the data type present in that particular reference? That is what type of operator is. Now you see here we are accessing that. It is going to return all the properties and their data types. That means it is saying, yeah, we don't need type of property. Property is string only. Value type we need. Value type means what? Type of product of property. Product of property means it will return value. Then value type will come. The value type is this. ID is number type. Title is string type. Price is number type. And rating is object. So when we are working with remote data, majority of the situation we don't know from where data is coming. If we don't know from where data is coming, then we don't know what type of data is coming, it is important to know the data type, which we can do by using type of. Type of is used to verify the data types. It is used for validation also. That means we will verify. If type is number, then do this work. If not number, do another work. Such validations we will see in next level. How to write forms, validations. One example we will see. There these operators are important. So this is example for type of operator. Example for type of operator. Next important, we have instance of operator. Instance of, it returns a Boolean value. So it returns a Boolean value. What it does is, it is used to check the class from where, check the class from where the object is derived from. From where the object is derived from. That is what actually instance of. Instance of means it is used to verify from where the object is derived. This you will see in OOP concepts, object oriented. But now also we can try, just example I will show here. Suppose here I am writing, so a class employee. Later we will learn about these classes. In OOPS we will learn. And we have a class called product. Two classes are there. LET OBJ is equal to new employee. So LET EMP is equal to new employee. So EMP is employee type object, means it is derived from which class? Employee. LET some TV is equal to new product. TV is derived from product. Now if I write like this, document dot write. So here we write here TV instance of TV instance of employee. TV instance of employee, it will return no, means false. That means it's a Boolean value. It will return true or false. TV is not instance of employee. TV is instance of home product. TV is instance of product. Say true. That means we can verify whether this belongs to that class or not. For that we need this. Now, for example, if I write TV instance of object, is it true or false? Every instance is an object. Every instance is an object. Then it is true. That means it will be true. Suppose TV instance of array. Array is a class. TV is not instance of array. It is product now. So that means it is not array, false. Right? Suppose if we created it as array type, understood? We created it as array type, then it will return true. True. So to verify whether it is belonging to that particular class or not, we need an option called instance of. We need instance of. Instance of syntax is very simple here. So we have object name, instance of class name. Like this we have to do. Later in OOP concepts, anyhow you will use them. So just you have to know about it, right? Another important operator, we have delete operator. Already I told you this. We discussed about map. I told you that. Delete operator, it is used to delete any property of object. You can delete any property of object by using delete. But important, you should know you cannot delete properties of built-in objects. You cannot delete properties of built-in objects. Built-in objects means ready-made objects. We cannot delete properties of built-in objects, ready-made objects, that is. So we have a delete operator. Delete operator means ready-made objects means I will tell you. Suppose where product is an object and product object contains name and it contains price. And what we are doing, we are printing document.write. We are printing name is whatever name is. So product dot name. And in the next line price is, so product dot price. We are doing it. Now you can see we are going to print those name and price. I can delete that price by using delete product dot price. That is removed. If price is removed, it will return undefined. It will return undefined. That means there is no price. So here delete operator is going to delete this value. For example, I'm just using another option is document.write. So here I am using pi is equal to math.pi. Math.pi. It will return the pi value. This is pi value. Math is a object which have a property called pi. Before printing it, I will use delete math.pi. So that means we are deleting the property called pi, and it is not deleted. It's not working because already we say you cannot delete properties of built-in objects. We can delete only the properties of the objects that we design. So if any property is deleted, then what you do is we can write logic like this. If product dot price is equal to undefined. Undefined means you have to print only document dot write. You have to print only name. That means here we have to print only name. So that means name is equal to product dot name. Otherwise, you can print both details. That means name as well as price. So if price is deleted, then don't print price. If price is not deleted, that means we are removing or commenting that line. It's not deleted. If it is not deleted, then it will display, right? You can delete any property of object by using delete operator. This is a simple example to understand delete, how the delete operator works, right? So technically, so in the operators, one more operator already we know. What is it? In operator. Already we use enough for in. Right? What is the purpose of in operator? It checks the existence of a property in any object. Whether a property is present in that object or not, it will verify. And if it is present, it will return true. Otherwise, false. That means you see now here, I will use another. Suppose document dot write. So we will write price in product. That means price is there in product. We deleted na, then obviously it should return false. If we are not deleting it, that means if we are not deleting price is in product, that means it will return true. Generally, when you are reading an object from remote API, we have to verify is a property by this name available or not. How to verify whether a property available by that name or not? By using which operator? In. So in is used for verifying whether the property is available or not. For that we use in operator. Another operator is new. Already we know it. It is dynamic memory allocating operator. Allocating operator. Dynamic memory allocating operator. Already we used everywhere. New array. Am I right? We used new date. What is the meaning of it? So new is memory allocating. It is allocating memory for which one? Date. It is allocating memory for which one? Array. So memory allocating operator. It allocates memory for array. It allocates memory for the date. So memory allocating operator, we call it as dynamic memory allocating operator. Right? Another important is void. Void actually it discards the return of any element or function. Return of any element or function, void. Generally, void discards the return of any element. So, example I will show you here. Suppose we are writing a anchor, and here I said home. So now I send this to my testing team. They will report a problem. What might be the problem? They will report a problem. They will say that anchor needs an href. Then why our developer is not writing href? Our developer is not writing href because that is not implemented. That means home page is not designed. Later it will be designed. Later if it is designed, then later we have to implement it. That means In real-time projects, lot of code will be in such a way that we will implement later. We will design empty, we will implement later. But if you write like this and send to testing, it will show error. Why? Because according to rules, anchor needs an href. How to tell the testing team that this anchor is not going to return anything as of now? It is not going to return anything as of now. Later it will return when implemented. Suppose if I return href is equal to hash, then this is also error. Why error? Because what is hash means? What is hash means? Where we used hash? ID. Where is ID? That is error. That means you are trying to refer ID and you are not mentioning ID. Many times people give this as answer. They will say that, sir, if there are links and not implemented, we will put an hash. That is wrong. Why? Because you see this link also, when I click, it is working. It should not work. If it is working and not doing anything, then it is an error only. So then this is also not correct. Then how? For that, what we do is we use JavaScript. In JavaScript colon, we will put void function, void operator. This indicates that it is not going to return anything. Not going to return anything. That means its functionality is nothing. Later, if you want, we can implement. That means you see now, I refresh here and you see, I click on this, it's not working. And it is not changing the color also. That means it is not returning anything. This is correct. Later, what our developers will do, if they want to implement any functionality, they will put that functionality, like they will write location.href is equal to home.html, like that they will put functionality. Once they put the functionality, that functionality will have to work, right? Currently, it is not there. Currently, we don't have any home page or anything, just I am referring that. That means later, if they want, they can implement the functionality. They can implement the functionality. Otherwise, it's not. So technically, when you want to design something and the implementation is later to be defined, then better what we have to do, we need to configure it as a void. So void indicates that it is not returning anything. So this is a simple example actually. Let's copy. This is the example. So usually when you are working with JavaScript, these are all under the category of special operators. They are not keywords. We call them as special operators, right? These are the special operators. So in operators, these are very important, right? So major operators: arithmetic, logical, comparison, conditional, and assignment, and special operators. Actually, there is a category called bitwise operators. But bitwise operators are required when you know binary conversions, binaries, manipulations, memory. We call it as DS, data structures and all. That you will learn in Node.js. In Node.js, when we use memory management and learn about server memory, there we have to use these kind of operators. We call them as bitwise operators, binaries. But for that, you need to learn binary management, which you will learn in Node.js, memories, how binary memory allocated. then you can use bitwise operators. So these are all the operators of JavaScript, right? Now, once we know the operators of JavaScript, next important we have to discuss about statements in JavaScript. Here and there, some statements we already use. Statements we already used, but detail list we will see now. Detail one by one example we will see. Already we used statements. What is the purpose of a statement? What is the purpose of statements in a computer programming? Generally, statements in programming are used to control the execution flow. The purpose of statements are used to control execution flow. Actually, program executes in an order. To control the flow and change the order, we need statements. So statements are classified into so many types. We have selection statements. Selection statements, in this we will have if, else, switch, case, default. All these comes under selection. We have selection statements. So we have iteration statements. Iteration statements already we saw. For, in, for, of, these are iteration statements. We have looping control statements. Looping control, we have for, while, and do while. These are looping control. We have jump statements. Jump statements we have like break, continue, return. This comes under jump. We have exception handling statements. Like we have try, catch, throw, finally. These are exception handling statements. These are all different types of statements. So in computer programming, all these statements are used to control the execution flow. We can control the execution flow by using all these statements. Already we used some of them, right? But various forms we need to know. So we have seen the first one, if select. Actually, if select is having so many forms. Some forms already we learned, some we will see. For example, if select is having, one is, it is having a simple concept called forward jump. It have simple decision. So it have multi-level decisions and it have multiple decisions. So if can be used in 4 ways. We have forward jump, simple decision, multi-level decision, and multiple. Forward jump means it contains an if condition and statements when condition true. There is no else. Already we done again this in KFC form. In KFC form, what we done? If meal burger is checked, then cost how much? If burger is not checked, we are not using else. Why? I told you that. Why? Because if user selects roller, after checking burger, it will check roller. It is not good. Directly it should check only. So if a condition is written without any else, then it is called forward jump. Forward jump. This is very much required. For example, one real world concept I will tell you here. Suppose we are using some payment details. That in payment details, they asked credit card number, expiry date, and CVV. Now you entered credit card number wrong. Then you entered CVV correct and expiry correct. Here the question is, why you are allowing to enter CVV and expiry if card is wrong? Understood? That means if card is wrong, why you are allowing to go to next one? Time waste. That means several websites will ask you to type all the three. Why to ask to type all the three? Why to verify all the three if second two are not required until one is passed? Understood? So every website is not like that. That means you cannot ask why you cannot have like that. Right? You cannot ask why you cannot have like that. That means that is their strategy. For example, you cannot ask why iPhone don't have a 3mm jack. After all, 100 rupees electronic device also have a 3mm jack. Right? iPhone 70, 80,000 don't have a 3mm jack. You can't ask why you don't have a 3mm jack. Then they can't say that we don't have capacity of 3mm jack. That's like joke. Right? That means even you buy 100 rupees of USB also you have a 3mm jack. That means why they don't have, that is their strategy. That is their way of defining a product. You cannot ask why you cannot have that. That means some websites are allowing, we don't care about them. Some websites are allowing, we don't care. For example, see Amazon. When I open Amazon, in order to log in, you need user ID and password. And see, Amazon people will not ask password until you give correct user ID. Understood? That is good. Why you are wasting time, user ID, password? Why to allow password if user ID is wrong? Time waste. This is good, very good. This is saving a lot of time. Right? Amazon, Netflix, all these type people don't waste time in verify user ID, password and all. Right? They will just simply ask first enter user ID. If it is verified, then only I will ask for password. I will not ever ask for password. But several websites say user ID, password. Why to allow password if user ID is first to be satisfied? So that means we should not allow user to go to next until this is finished. That means there is no alternative. They should enter correctly. Then only they can go to next. This type of approach is called forward jump. That means you satisfy first condition, then only next. This is forward jump. This kind of things we can do. For example, simple. Here, lot of techniques are there. For suppose you see, I will use a field set with a legend, payment details. And data definition, data list and data term, so card number. And here we have data definition. Input type is equal to text. ID as TXT card. Another data term is expiry. And data definition, we will put a select with an option 2022 and option 2023. Like this we define. Okay, so now what should happen here is ID. So this is LST year. Okay. Now another data term is a CVV. So data definition, input type is text, and size is equal to some 4. ID is txt CVV, and we have a button, so pay. So this is a simple design. So this is the simple design, and what we can do is, in this we can disable everybody. So this will be disabled, CVV will be disabled, so button will be disabled, disabled, all are disabled. Now you can see all are disabled. That means user cannot submit also. If card number is correctly entered, then only allow. That is good. That means we will verify. For example, here we have a script. In the script, we have a variable user details. User details is an object. In that, we have card number. Card number is some 44556677. So like this, card number is there, 8820. Now this is card number, and expiry is 2023. Yeah, and CVV is some 2340 something. So this is also string type. Okay. Now what happens is, we need to verify. First we need to verify. We will write a function called verify card. Verify card. So here we have to access card number. Card is equal to document get element by ID txt card dot value. So here, if user details dot card number is matching with the card you entered, then what should happen? Document dot get element by ID LST year dot disabled is equal to false. Disabled equal to false. That is the condition. That means here we need to disable the condition. This is forward jump. There is no else. It must pass. There is no else. If it is not passing, nothing. So there is no else, only true. Right, and we used triple equal to verify the type also correctly. Now here we are using, what is that number? So the number, and when they are typing, so here I will write on key up. On key up, what is it? Verify card. This function should fire up. That means for every character, 444, 555, 666, 777, 8820. Now this will work. Otherwise it will not work. That means otherwise it will not work. For example, see, it is not working. I entered some number. Now it is working. Until or unless expiry is selected, correct, this should not work. Until CVV is entered correctly, this pay button should work. That you do. The rest of the part, you can write the logic in the same way. For this, you have to write on change. For this, we have to write key up, and button also can be disabled or enabled. Right? The rest of the part you do. That means you have to write different methods now. Right? This is the concept called forward jump. This is forward jump. How to handle forward jump. Now similarly, we have simple multiple decisions that we will see in our next session. Right? In the next session,